Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get straight into this topic here. So as you guys know, the playoffs are kicking off this Saturday with a bunch of different matchups. One of them that I'm really looking forward to is that Nuggets-Wolves series. I think that's going to be a really, really good one. And, of course, we have the Lakers versus the Houston Rockets, which I think is going to be probably the most talked about series this playoffs, right? And one of the things that's being discussed is how is the Lakers going to come up with enough bodies to be able to essentially make up for the absence of Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, right? So as you guys know, Bronny started to play very well towards the tail end of the regular season for himself. He had played poorly at times, but he played really well. I think the last game that he played, he scored, I believe it was 10 points, 10 or 12 points. I think it was 10 points, right? And we did a show, I think it was a live, where the SportsCenter posted, yeah, playoff Bronny is loading and all this. I'm like, oh, my God, here we go, playoff Bronny, right? But just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, I got an update yesterday from NBA on ESPN. All right, perfect. So I want to put up the post here. It says Bronny James to be utilized in first round of playoffs. It says with the Lakers shorthanded, JJ Redick says Bronny James has to be ready, quote unquote, during the first round of the playoffs. And then on the next slide, it says we're going to have a lot of hands on deck. We trust him, JJ Redick, on Bronny's role in the NBA playoffs. And then, of course, they have some footage there of Bronny James playing. And then if you go to the comments, people are just having some fun. One guy says trash. Another guy says, LeSperm, it's your time to shine, young bull. What? Bro, what? Anyway, somebody else said, Bronny legacy game incoming. Another guy says, Braun for all got to kick in. Another guy said, his confidence has been growing. Let's go, young fella. Another guy said, in Bronny we trust. And another guy said, time to shine. Another guy said, we will play well. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on, right? What are my thoughts about this? I think this can either go really well or it can go really poorly. It has a major upside and a major downside. If Bronny plays well, for example, right? Let's say he's averaging 8 to 10 points per game or 12 points per game in the playoffs. And his father's playing very, very well. And the Lakers somehow come out and win that series against Houston. It will be the most talked about first round series in a very long time. LeBron fans are going to be running through the streets, slapping each other with honey and hollering and twerking it up all over the place. Ones are going to be flying in the sky. These guys are going to have a good old parade, right? They're going to lose their minds. And, of course, they're going to tell you why this makes LeBron James the GOAT and all of this stuff, right? So that's the upside. It has major upside. But then it also has a downside. And the downside is Bronny goes into the playoffs. The lights are too bright for him. LeBron doesn't play well, and the Lakers struggle and they lose. People are definitely going to poke fun at the two of them. That's just going to happen. Now, I think what's important is that both things should be allowed. If these guys go out there and play well, have at it, man. Torque it up. I even throw a few ones at you as y'all shake it up all over the table. But if he doesn't play well and LeBron doesn't play well and the Lakers get brutalized by the Rockets, I don't want to hear nothing about people hating. Mind you, NBA on ESPN is posting Bronny James. They're not even posting other All-Stars the way they're posting Bronny James. So they're thrusting him into the spotlight here. You know, they're really behind this. So you can't get mad if people now begin to pay attention and things don't go the way you would like them to. Now, some people say, oh, well, you're only saying this because, there are people who will only have negative things to say about him because he's LeBron James' son. Fair enough, but that's the only other reason they're even talking about him and posting him is because of he's LeBron's son. So it's a double-edged sword. right? It's a double-edged sword. You're going to have to take the good with the bad. Again, if Bronny goes out there and plays well and does his thing, it's going to be a lot of praise being heaped on him. There's going to be a lot of praise being heaped on him. But if it blows up in his face and on LeBron's face and JJ Redick's face, it's not going to end well, because what's going to happen is people in the media are going to be asking the question, why are you as the Lakers head coach playing a player that doesn't deserve to be on the floor? Remember, last year, JJ Redick came under some criticism for his coaching. Remember, he played the Lakers in the second half, all the starters in the second half without resting him a minute. You remember how he was being defensive with the media. So JJ has kind of had his brush-ups with the media here. So I think this is going to be a big swing. And you can either hit the ball out of the park and it'll be a home run, or you can strike out and it'll be a disaster. And literally, those are the only two outcomes here. You're not going to be able to stop the LeBron fans from twerking it up all over the table if this turns out to be something that they thought would go in their favor. But on the other hand, if it becomes a disaster, you will not be able to stop the avalanche of criticism and jokes and all of this stuff that's going to be coming y'all way. That's the agreement we got to make before going into the playoffs. That's the agreement. Y'all can't have it your way all the way through. That's my take on it. So what I want to know from you guys is this. Do you think the Lakers are making the right choice by gambling and playing Bronny, or do you think that, hey, look, man, these guys don't have a choice, man. They got to play who's available. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments and we catch you on the next show. Peace.